Hey everyone, welcome back to Bowtech Live. Today is the best day of the week. It is Tech Talk with Dog Thursday. Welcome back, brother. We have another face you guys may have seen one time or two. This is Jeff Suter, our Director of Marketing, is in the office today. He's going to join us. We're gonna badger Doggett here a little bit. That's why we have him surrounded. But
we're gonna try to stump him, and you guys can too, actually. So as you can see, we've got bows on the table. We've got some of the original bows that started the company, and which is great because Rod was about here when the company started, and Todd came a few years later, and then I came a year or two after Todd. So between the three of us, we may know a lot about the product. So if you have some questions, I think you can stump one of us on it.
I'm watching here. I got Instagram going. We've got Instagram going over there.
Should we give them a prize if they stump us?
We've got some hats. We had some hats laid over there. We've got some hats over there.
Look at stuff. Todd always likes when I come in because I always give stuff away.
I don't get in trouble. I don't get in trouble if he's here and then give stuff away. I have to explain myself when he's not. So
I always get in trouble just sitting here.
Well, you're always in trouble anyway.
That is true.
There's that. So Todd, tell us what we're going to do today. This is pretty cool. This is a little different than what
we are. You know, Rod and I talked. We did the last event last week and did a pretty cool video. You know, it was a pretty long video, but I think we had a lot of interest in it. But Rod and I talked about it. We're like, what can we do that's interesting? We talk about technology and how to tune bows all the time, but we've been really around a long time now. As Jeff was saying, Rod's been a long time, but as a company we have. But we said let's dig into the archives and really take everybody down a walk through memory lane from the beginning to where we're at now, because you always hear us talk about our technology, how advanced we are in our technology, but it's been since day one.
Yeah, that's kind of a cool story. You'll see the original bow, which is going to be this one, which Rod probably hand-built himself when he first got here.
There's a chance, and if anybody still has one and shooting it, congratulations.
There you go.
That's a long time. You probably get a hat. Just if you have one of those and you can prove it to us, you'll get you a hat.
They still work.
It still works. But then, Todd, you kind of mentioned the start of Bowtech, and it's been all about, this refuse to follow mantra. Even though that wasn't our original tagline, if somebody can tell, first giveaway?
Oh, yes,
original
that's a
tagline
good one.
for Bowtech. If you can tell us what it is, the first one to do that, we'll get you guys a nice little hat or something.
There you go.
Cool. But it really started out with one of your favorite bows, and because you like the draw length, but the story behind it, Todd. And I know that you were active in the archery community then. You were still involved in a lot of trade shows, and you guys heard us mention the ATA trade show before. But tell us a little bit of the story about how we came out of the gates at Bowtech at one of the largest, actually the largest trade show, the ATA show.
Then it was fairly small. We were small as a company because it was really the new kid on the block.
Like 12 people.
12, yeah. Like I was living in Ohio at the time, and I came in as a shooter then. But back then it was 3D was big. Some of the the hunting bows, to get any speed out of a bow, you had to shoot a 90-pound bow, a 100-pound bow. I would go to the local club with my hunting bow, and guys would be like, "Yeah, I'm shooting 320 feet per second." But I'm like, oh, that's cool. What do you what poundage? Oh, I'm shooting 90 pounds, and they're barely getting around. They can barely draw the bow. One cool thing we did this show is we were the first company to break that 350 barrier. And a little startup company, 10 by 10 booth. I think back then our owner of our company was, the Black Knight. He was hitting visiting dealers, rolling up in his caddy, popping open the trunk, taking out a couple bows. They weren't even finished. They were just bare aluminum risers. Yep, and that was the Black Knight then, and it was 350 feet per second legitimately at 70 pounds.
What they did at the time was they put a chronograph, so a professional chronograph at the actual show, and they had guys shoot it through there, which they still probably had them, but it wasn't as common to have that. You have shooting lanes, and people would shoot bows through the field and whatnot. So Bowtech came out of the gate with huge performance. And then we just kind of kept going with that mentality all the way through.
Hey,
so
Nolan.
it's this whole thing with refuse to follow. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, hey, Nolan, can you double check, because it doesn't look like we're going to our page.
So we won't get as many questions, but you guys.
We may be talking to no one right now.
Buckeye State. All right, here you go. So we may start over for you guys and kind of get our page, right, Todd?
Looks like we're on Facebook there. Let's. Is
that it? We're rocking and rolling?
Or at least on Instagram.
What is this one?
Let's do a quick reload here and see what we get.
We should just do live all the time, Rod.
Yeah.
And that way, if there's any problems, we can just blame it on some technical issues. And, hey,
the server went down again.
Yeah, crashed on us. Sorry about that.
But this particular bow right here, before this bow came out, I've shot 280 feet a second with an IBO arrow. It was the best I could ever do.
So, 280 feet, at what weight were you shooting? At 70?
At 70 pounds.
70.
Yeah. That's the best I could possibly do with a regulated arrow. And people with 30-inch draws are at 300 feet a second and they're beating you because they don't have to guess their yards. So
yeah.
When this bow came out, I was actually at my draw length shooting 320.
So you
and I won my first. Yeah, exactly. I won my first tournament that I ever had this bow.
Really?
And I've had this bow since 2003.
Is that your bow?
Yeah.
No.
All right, we got you on. We're on Instagram at least.
I know.
So we're watching Instagrams.
There you go.
I don't know about Facebook. So if you're watching if you're on Facebook, we're trying to find you right now. So, but we definitely have you on Instagram.
Well, we love everybody at Instagram too, so that's a bonus. Did anybody answer that question? I didn't see it.
Let's check. Let's see if somebody on, if anybody did on Instagram.
Todd's the master.
We're
of all
looking.
these
We're looking.
Rod and I just kind of look over and see what he's doing.
I can fake it.
Yeah, we've got a thumbs movie.
Nothing in their questions yet. Come on, scroll down.
Well, while we're waiting for the Facebook to get up and going, Rod, why don't you walk us through the first bow that existed for Bowtech that actually went out to the dealer channel. We could actually start selling this bow. And it's kind of a different.
It's called a G3.
It looks like someone put the cam in the wrong spot.
Well, it's got a purpose, but it's called a G3, a generation. It's got a third wheel, is what it's all about. It actually has a string and two cables. It's got a shorter cable that acts as the continuation of the string, is what it's doing.
So instead of a traditional single cam, you'd have a string that goes all the way from this cam all the way around, right, and then back to the cam. Yeah. This one splits it here and here. Yeah.
Real quick, they're asking what was the question again, so it looks like we're in there. So
we're talking about the original tagline for Bowtech. If you can remember what it was. We were talking about performance. We came out of the gate with the...
We are refused to follow now.
Currently the refused
Everybody
to follow.
knows that.
Yep.
But what we were originally in the olden days, so...
Free hat.
Free hat.
Free hat.
Coming at you.
So anyway, that pretty much
go ahead.
That eliminated the knock travel.
So as you drew this back, you would have a tendency for a knock to potentially move with a continuous system, but now you have this additional cam in here, which is really, and Todd, you kind of mentioned this earlier.
Sure.
When you're kind of going over this bow and Legacy, it's almost the first hybrid.
Really, it is.
System.
Because if you look closely at a hybrid cam system, it has an idler around section in it, and then a cam section in there to help balance out that string.
Yeah. So that's doing it here. And it's kind of just a unique positioning. When you look at that, it looks like it's radically new.
We're getting some great answers. That's great.
Oh, someone look at Bachman.
Oh, here we go. Bachman 74-73, taking the arch out of archery.
I'm going to give it to him.
Yep, I like that one.
I'm going to give it to you. Good job. There was another popular tagline between taking the arch out of archery, which you are correct, and refused to follow. And it started with...
This.
Oh, yeah, it starts with the word this. And then Rod's favorite second word is ain't. And I'm only going to give you that. So this.
So Bachman 74-73, why he's pondering this a little bit.
Actually, I wore that shirt yesterday.
Did you?
Shoot me a message on Instagram.
They were watching you. Yes.
I'll let these two go for a minute. Shoot me a message on Instagram. Get me your address, Bachman 74-73, and then we'll get you hooked up with that hat.
So that was in 2000. This other one was in 2004.
Yep.
That came out. So you've had that shirt for 14 years now?
Yeah.
It's an oldie but a goodie, just like Mr. Dog.
Have you washed it yet?
Oh, well, I don't do it. My wife seems to get it for me.
It comes out all pressed. Are we on Facebook yet?
I'm going to do a quick reload on here. And you're close. Justin Anderson.
Justin, get another
you are
one in.
very close.
Get another. You're so close.
Close. Let's try again. So close.
I like what he says, though.
We have
he's
our...
kind of being comical, too. I like that.
We have our AV guy out there running down Facebook right now, I believe.
We'll just keep cranking away with these guys.
I like Instagram. There are a bunch of good folks on
Instagram, we may, the guys are tuning in now, we may regurgitate some of the stuff we went over, but we'll make it really quick and short once we get Facebook back up. We want everybody to hear our story.
Are you on Instagram yet, Dog? I know you're on Facebook. You're on the Facebook, right?
I have Facebook.
Well, here's an interesting one, Todd. Your wife just posted on there and said, "Can I answer the question?"
Yes, you can answer.
He gets enough free stuff out of here.
He's got all
doesn't
kinds
need to
of
win
hats.
too. I know he's got everything.
She sees all these cool shirts we have, all these cool shirts I come home with. He's like, I want one of those shirts. So this is a good opportunity for her to try to win a shirt.
Okay.
She and not really in her defense, but she has helped me a ton when we started doing events. We're going to the ATA show.
Yeah, that's very true.
She was right there in the booth with me when I was doing shooting events. She was right there in a booth with me.
She actually used to, when I first got transitioned over here, all the shooting events you and your wife ran.
Yeah, my sons went with me.
Kids, it was a whole family affair.
Yep, she was always, my oldest son who's 19, now going to be 20, she was pushing him around in a stroller then at the events. So.
Going to Reading.
Yep, going to Reading back in the day.
106
I like
degrees.
it. Oh, so there's somebody I think got it there, Todd.
Got it? You got it?
We have grandmas.
Yeah, there's one.
No, right below that. Icon Huntsman, I think it says.
Yeah.
My wife just texted me the answer.
So
we're close. Yep, Leon Huntsman.
Yeah, Leon.
This ain't your daddy's bow.
There it is. Good job.
So Leon, Instagram, shoot me a message on there. We'll hook you up.
I like this.
So, I've got to take my wife a hat now too, so she'll kill me if I don't come over that. So.
All right. So walk us, Todd. You know the timelines of the products. Rod, you built half of these bows coming out of the gate.
He probably did build these two bows.
He probably did build this.
I built this one.
So this is a custom color. This is not a color we offered. Of course, it's Dog's bow. He has
this
custom
is actually,
everything,
so you know, I always joking, kind of like we don't give him a bow, but you got one of the originals, and you said it's the fastest bow, and you won a tournament, so it's has some history for you.
Now it's going back home and hang on the wall.
There you go.
Because we got these.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I like that.
Are we looking at Facebook, Nolan?
Tim's gonna fix it later.
Okay, so we're just doing Instagram?
Instagram.
All right, great. Instagram. You get an exclusive event.
I
And
like
live
it.
stream.
And live stream. So if you're on our webpage, you're seeing us as well.
Yeah, there you go.
So.
We'll crank through Instagram. I like this. So Todd, this is our first bow. This is our second bow. What is your next bow in a timeline? You know, sometimes you go through a year and you're like, that's not a bad bow. I like that bow. And there's always that one bow or that you get for that new year, and you're like, this is it. This is the bow I love shooting. So after the Black Knight, what would be your next choice?
There's so many choices. We're surrounded with some good choices here. You know, honestly, I would go for the Guardian myself.
That's the
at
next
this
one
point.
up through
Yes,
there. I would agree with you.
I think I'll let Rod hold this here. This is really, this is the introduction to the world of our center pivot technology. This was this shook up the archery industry.
You can imagine most guys coming in with this, huh, Todd?
Yes.
You shot this, Rod. You guys shot this, and then you come in with this bow in 2007.
Yep.
Crushing it with the years. 2007, and you have this radically different look. And at first, people are like, "What is that?"
Yep.
And then you shot it, and you go, "Give me one of those," because
Right.
that thing was dead in the hand as you possibly could
This was the first
get.
center pivot bow we made.
Yeah.
Also,
Yep.
so.
True center pivot. And there was quad limbs up until then. They're still mounted traditionally.
Yeah, they're mounted here, right, Todd?
Correct. Just like a conventional riser like this, but there was a ton of vibration there. It's a good idea, but obviously the center pivot technology, efficiency, vibration, it really revolutionized the archery industry because you could get a bow that drew really, really well, produced a ton of energy and a really good speeds.
And no vibration.
Yes.
That is like dead as it gets in your hand with this system.
Yeah,
Still.
it was a smooth shooting machine.
Yeah, it was good.
And it doesn't flex your limbs anywhere from here to here, pretty much. So,
Yeah, you're getting most of your flex here.
yes.
Next bow. So that was the
Next bow.
Guardian. First year we really produced. Then though we just called it center pivot. So then we graduated to CPX later,
Right.
and maybe we'll tell you what year that was. But this was in 2007. Center pivot design on the Guardian. I think this bow shot 325.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lucky guess again.
Yep. And really it was all about bows every year. You see speed, comfort every year. That was really a good. I can
Oh,
put
you
that
had that?
over here. So
So Rod, after the Guardian,
I'm gonna trip over our cords.
you have a couple good bows. You have a
couple.
General, and you have the Guardian, right?
Got Brigadiers.
You got the Brigadier, which is the same model, a little bit longer and longer.
Captains.
Captain.
Oh yeah, can't for Commander. General and the Commander. Those are great bows.
Those are good bows too. Did anybody have a Captain out there? Or no, what's the longer one? Constitution. Oh, that was long. That's 40 inches, wasn't it? 42? Independence. What's the next one, Todd? There's got to be.
You missed 05.
Oh man, we can't. You know, we've had this pretty blue bow hanging out on the desk here.
You want to go to the blue bow?
This is an 05 bow. We don't want to skip over this bow.
Actually, that one's an 06, but we started buying it.
That is true.
All right, that's
so,
actually.
This is worth a bonus pack. What do you think, Todd? If you get this, we'll give you more than just a hat. This pretty bow was actually pretty unique. This bow was on a TV show. In 2007 was the TV show. 2006 was the show?
2006
was the show. And this bow, first you guys got to tell us the model of this bow. Don't tell them the model.
Don't show them the limb now.
Positive poor connection.
Yeah, we got a poor connection going right now.
Really?
And Wi-Fi? So are we out of the business right now?
We lost our connection.
To Instagram? We're on Facebook though.
Hey, we're back on Facebook at least.
Wow.
We're on Facebook. But we lost.
Feel like
Instagram.
a pinball machine here.
We're gonna go live again on this here. Let's get a camera going here. I'm getting lit up. See if we can bring him back.
There you go.
Instagram, you're back.
We're back. We waited for you guys. You guys were here in the beginning, and you're still here.
It's all this energy that Rob puts off. I mean, he just shorting everything out.
So are we live on both feeds now?
We are live on both feeds, I believe, right?
Welcome, Facebook fans. We've already gone through the beginning of the post.
So, yeah, thanks for joining us today, Dog. It was a great opportunity to have you.
Start over.
So we went. Actually, we're not going to start over. We're just going to keep going. Okay. So we'll give you the fast recap like they do in the sporting world.
You can show them the front of that limb right there.
No, I'm not
going to be. They're going to be able to tell you what.
Well, they're not going to see.
Well, we know what the bow is, but
it's got its name right on it.
Well, this had a little special to it.
Yeah. So, for the Facebook fans, did they just join here?
We have Facebook. We are good to go.
So we'll give you a crash course. We just went through. We were actually live earlier still on Instagram. We were talking about our new products. Here's the crash course version. Rod, tell me what the name of this bow is.
It's a G3 generation with a third wheel. That's what it stood for. That's our very first bow.
Very first bow out the doors, sold to dealerships, and this one doesn't even have a serial number on it. But you probably built this bow,
right.
Yes?
There's a chance.
And there's a few other good bows in that era. The Extreme Solo. That was a big one.
I got one in my room. I just built it today.
Yep. See, there you go.
Better than new.
I like that. Now, the one that put us on the map, and we'll share with this. We did share with the Instagram fans, but Todd, share real quick how this bow got on the map, and kind of a neat way we did that at the biggest trade show across the board.
Sure. A quick recap. Up until the early days. Everybody was wanting to get faster and faster. You had your one-up your buddy. But to do that, you had to shoot 90 pounds, 100 pounds. I would go to archery tournaments all the time. They're like, oh, yeah, I'm shooting 320 feet per second. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. What's your poundage? Oh, 90 pounds. Well, at the trade show, we had this little 10-foot by 10-foot booth. We had our test range set up. So those of you that are dealers, you probably remember this. This is some years back. But we had a chronograph set up in that shooting booth, and we were shooting this bow through the chronograph, factory production bow, hitting 350 feet per second, legit. And that was
18 years ago.
18 years ago. Long
2000, I think, was the first. Was the first ATA show. So there's a small.
Do you remember 18 years ago, Dog?
No.
I don't remember last year.
I don't remember 18 minutes ago. Half the time.
You and I are the old guys in the room.
What was my dog's name?
That's probably Rod. But, and that was a big thing. That really got everybody looking at us at that time because you could shoot 70 pounds, IBO setting, and get that speed, and everybody else is blowing their shoulders out at 90 pounds.
So you heard me say this. If you guys are on one of our feeds, that's where we started our current mantra of refuse to follow, which is our current tagline. But I think the Facebook guys should get the opportunity as well, Todd. Do you think we should give them a gift if they can guess this correctly?
On the tagline?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Facebook individuals. Instagram, you guys can go ahead and vote again. Maybe we'll give you an extra hat. What was the original?
He is feeling great today.
I know, feels good.
He just flew in. He's kind of disoriented a little bit.
Jet lag, give a bunch of free stuff away. It's great. What was our original tagline for Bowtech? And that was in
Back in the day.
1999
technically, but it was for the 2000 season.
It started for the 2000 season.
Yep.
Original tagline to the Facebook guys. Todd's going to monitor that.
Yep.
See if you come up, if you get it. And
My brother-in-law's watching. I bet he doesn't know this, so let's see if he knows it.
That's gonna be bad if he doesn't. While you're doing that, let's skip to the next bow. So we started that with the...
I'll get this again.
That was the Guardian.
That was the Guardian.
Yep.
Was they live when we did the Guardian?
Actually,
no, I don't know if they saw that or not.
Actually, this is a 07, and this bow right here is an 06.
Yeah.
Let's go with 5. Let's go with 6.
Let's go 06.
Let's hit that because that's a special
right,
bow.
Here's one. We started to say this because we just started getting you guys live. This bow in particular.
Oh, we got the answer.
Who is it?
Quad, Bonker, Bow E-N-K-E-R. This ain't your daddy's bow.
Gosh, dang. You got a first try. I like that. So, instant message us, and we will get you a little gift pack coming your way. Good job.
Yeah. So shoot me a message on the Facebook page.
Well, time out. He said this ain't your daddy's bow? That's not correct.
one.
Oh, that's true. He threw me a curveball.
So
That's the second one.
I like that.
That's
and
the
that
second
wasn't
one.
actually the tagline. That was a marketing campaign.
I'll give you a realm poster for that one. So
You still get a gift.
shoot me a message on that because you got that was actually the second question Jeff was going to ask.
So good job. That was a campaign around a bow line.
Yep.
The actual tagline we stuck with was something different. So the contest is still open. Go.
Yep.
So this bow, and you can see, and this will be a gift prize. A little gift pack.
Man,
I know. Crazy.
he's going to make it rain up in here.
It might just be wristbands or something. How far we go with these giveaways, but we'll get started.
We're reviewing the budget here shortly. So
This bow, I don't know if you can see the limb label. If you can tell us what the name of this bow is, what model this bow is. But if you guys have been Bowtech followers since at least 2006, this bow was actually on a very popular TV series at the time they requested. They wanted to get the best bows in the market at the time, which happened to be us back then, which is pretty awesome. And they wanted to use this for a TV series. And that TV series was a primetime slot TV show. And
really
it had
one of the most popular shows.
One pretty popular actor in there. I think is it Gary? That's his name? Gary. But I'm going to tell you his last name because then you just look it up and Google it and then you'll win the price tag. But who can tell us that TV show this was on, then you'll get a free gift pack as well. But Rod, tell us what was cool about this bow design. And Todd's going to monitor.
Yep, I'm watching questions, so pop those through.
So
tell us about this design.
That's the first binary cam with a module for draw length specific. I mean, we had draw length specific in 05, but this is the first one you could actually put a model
Correct.
on.
Yeah, so in 05, you had to get an extra set of cams if you were a
If you
DJ.
wanted to change the draw length or you sold it to your buddy that was 3 inches
You know what's
shorter.
kind of funny about that? And I usually don't do this. That still exists on bows today. In 2005, we used to have to physically take a cam off, take the strings and cables off, put it on a different cam, an E6, an E5, E4, whatever they were, and do the same thing on top and bottom. There's still bow models out there that you still have to take cams off, or you have to take modules completely off and have a stack of mods. Ours are so simple, so easy. In 2006, no more taking the cams off. You literally just took the module, 2 screws, popped it off, put a different one on. That was in 06, but now all of our stuff, as you guys probably know, it's rotary mods. Yeah. So all you have to do is rotate it. It's simple, easy technology.
We've got some close ones, but we have a lot of people throwing out just multiple guesses. So you can't say a model or a model. You got to give us the exact model. So we've got Tomcat. We've got Allegiance.
Does this say this on here?
On the bottom limb.
We've got Equalizer. We've got Sentinel.
Can you see it? I'm just going to turn it like that. Maybe they can pick it up.
We got some good questions. Tomcat, Equalizer, Old Glory.
The Equalizer's close. It looked a lot like that, but no.
Old Glory.
Allegiance is probably your closest bow to this.
Yeah.
That was 2005.
Jake Brown.
Nailed it.
CSI.
Good job, Jake Brown.
Well, actually, I'll take it back. My brother-in-law actually got it. I'll take care of you and my brother-in-law.
Your family can't win all this stuff today.
I'll hook you up. So
it's like you're cheating.
That whole friends and family thing got us again. So that gives us Jake Brown, CSI.
Congratulations.
Yep.
We'll get you gift pack Facebook, Todd.
Yep.
Which runs the Facebook account.
We'll do it. We'll do it. I'll take care of him on the Facebook.
That's right, on the Facebook.
On the Facebook.
We'll get you
we lost our Instagram again, guys. Sorry about that.
We're going to cranking away on
so we'll stay on Facebook for now.
So that was a good bow. binary cams, which is still used prevalently today. In fact, a lot of companies use it now at this point in time. We originated that.
Tribute.
2005. You got tribute.
We got tribute. Dean Embry, tribute.
All right.
And that was actually one of our first kickoffs, really, that we did TAPS program for Bowtech, which is which was a program. Man, I'm about to really go back in the brain here. It was Tragedy Assistance Program or something like that for support, and we would donate a proceeds of the money for each one of those bows to those in need from the military, and basically it was people that actually lost their lives in the military, their families would get support from us, from that thing. So that's really started, and you saw our naming conventions, General, Soldier, Guardian, supported those things.
So real quick, Jake Brown, make sure you shoot me a message on Facebook, on Facebook. And also Dean Embry, shoot me a message on Facebook and get me your address, and we'll get you hooked up on us.
This next bow is basically a sketch that I think Rod did on a napkin at a diner, and he's like, this would work. So we came out with this bow. Take a look at this one.
Well, we've got some cool comments on here. People have watched this show, so actually this is pretty good. So we'll go down here. Christian Packy said should be the Allegiance, which is actually correct.
True.
Because there was also an Allegiance on the show.
There was an Allegiance.
Yep.
So, kind of a trick question. There's two bows that they used. One of them actually was the bow that shot and committed a crime.
The episode was called Stuck on You, so they caused the Stuck on You.
Todd and Ron are going to reenact it. It was two couples making
Do not watch it with your family in the room.
Don't watch it. And then they used this particular model as the one they were kind of doing the testing with, where we were seeing how easy to shoot.
So I'll give you a poster as well, Christian Packy.
He knows the stuff. Keep him.
Good question. If you haven't seen the episode, it is season 2, episode 14. So
nice guy.
Yeah,
That's a good
check it out.
Todd.
So. Christian, shoot me a message. I'll hook you up with a Rome poster.
I like it. So, here's Rod's sketch. Grab that 2007.
The
Guardian.
07.
07 Guardian.
07.
Now,
let's get some of these out of the way. These are old school.
These are old.
Well, this one is actually now too, really, but
sure.
So look at just the difference, Rod. Tell us. I mean. First impressions of that thing.
The 4 limbs with the dual binary cam is probably one of the first, and then the center pivot that you have here is definitely.
I mean, just looking at it from the one bow to the other, just the design and the aesthetics of the bow is completely different across the board. And so, I know, Todd, you've been here for 3 years. You've been here for multiple years. I had been here for 2 years when this thing came out.
Correct.
And we all looked at it. I remember we discussed this thing, and we're like, what is that? Is that going to actually shoot? Like, it seems kind of foreign.
Yeah, we looked at the engineers like, you're just crazy.
No, this isn't
you're crazy.
So it was foreign to us. But what was your first experience, Rod? I mean, you built it on the line.
Actually, I was in charge of the line. Of building this.
Can you imagine Rod in charge of anything? That's scary.
But we got her done.
But then we would test shoot every single bow that was built on the line.
Every bow got shot.
Just out of curiosity, I know maybe you don't remember this, but was there a response from the shooters or the people that built the bow when they shot the bow?
Well, yeah, because the people that were still around since like the stalker. I don't know if you ever shot a stalker, but they were really hard on the shooter's elbow at the end of the day. It hurt.
Yep.
And you could shoot this all day long and not feel a thing. So smooth.
What about, did they comment on the anti-vibration that it produced?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's no shock, there's no vibration.
So we get a lot of feedback really from the people on the line. And so what Rod's referring to is, guys, we build the bow literally piece by piece by piece. And you would have, at that time, we actually had a dedicated shooter. He would get a bow, and he would shoot this bow, and then another bow would come in, he'd shoot the other bow. So when you're talking about elbows, sore, and stuff, you can imagine literally hundreds and hundreds of shots a day. So it's always neat when you get a feedback and go, man, this bow feels good. Because this guy's probably shot more bows than just about anybody in our entire factory. So it's kind of a cool perspective. So that's 2007 Guardian.
And we carried it over
Several years just because of the demand. Everybody loved that bow.
We speed it up. We changed the axle on them. We got crossover bows. We got
Constitution or Commander.
Commander
is exactly the same thing, really, except for longer axle.
Heck of a 3D and target bow. That was great.
What is
people were shooting spots with that one because it's.
I'll get you a free hat, Rod, if you can answer.
You need a new hat.
What was the axle to axle on the Commander?
Ooh.
I'm going 38. Be my guess.
I'm gonna have to look it up because I have no idea. We'll find out. If he's right, he's gonna have a.
Well, that brings up a good point. Why don't you guys try to stump the dog? So get some questions in here. See if we can.
Right,
I think you got him pretty good. So he is. I mean, we can crack him. So get those questions in. See if we can. Stump the dog. It's going to be difficult.
As we go through the years, you guys, some of you guys obviously know your stuff. You've been following us for quite some time. Get a question. See if we can get stuff. Now don't get. Well, you know what? Let them go crazy. They can get whatever specs or whatever.
The CSI thing is pretty impressive.
We'll do it like this. Todd and I will be his backup phone calls, which isn't going to go well because Rod knows twice as much as both of us.
Yeah, that is true.
But we'll try it. So get your questions in if you want to stump them. Just put stump Rod in your question.
Stump Rod Dog.
All right, next.
Oh man, somebody knows their stuff. Dean.
What is it?
Guardian was 34 and Commander was 37.
37. I thought you were an inch.
You're close.
That's what I thought.
Good job, Dean.
Overshooting again.
Yeah.
What is the next bow you want to bring up?
Well, really, let's just continue on with bows that really revolutionized the industry. It's got to be the Destroyer at this point.
Oh, yeah.
I agree with you. Consensus, would you agree with that?
Yep, my favorite.
This was the next revolutionary jump in technology. This is where...
if something's going to revolutionize the archery industry, is the Destroyer.
Yep. Now, the Destroyer came in...
2010.
Two models in 2010. We like to keep things easy. Rod, walk us through the two models real quick.
Well, we had a Destroyer 350
Yep.
and a Destroyer 340.
Yep.
And the only difference really is the brace height. It takes the same limbs, the same string cable, same cams.
Yep.
The draw length went an inch longer on the 340.
Yep.
And it was 10 feet a second slower than the 350.
So we made it easy because the 350 was 350 and the 340 was 340.
Right.
Man, they are going hard at it to stump you right now. So go ahead and walk us through the bow, but I'll get you something.
Well, this is what we are all about. This started in 2010. The patented technology that really nobody outside of Bowtech wants to talk about because they can't because we actually own this patent here, is the easiest, the simplest tuning bow for an archer or a dealer or whomever it may be. We said forget moving your rest, move your string. And it's still kind of hard concept for some people to get, but if we do that, we're always squared up to that riser. And this system is just so unique. And once a dealer really grasps this and can make those small adjustments, they're in and out of a shop. You no longer have to worry about your field tips hitting one spot and your broadheads hitting another spot. We fixed that because we changed the string from the back of the arrow. That put us on the map. Plus, it gives you huge performance gains in a system, extremely efficient cam systems inside there.
And don't forget the flex guard.
And the flex guard came that year.
Good call, dog.
Two major.
You stumped us on that one.
Well, it takes the torque out of the riser where everything else had a cable rod.
Cable rod, a standard rod like this, which doesn't move.
Right. So when you draw the bow back, it puts all the tension in your cables and it flexes your riser. So this is the first year we came out with a flex guard to take some of that out.
So you've got, like at brace height, I'm throwing random numbers out. At brace height, you probably have like 80 pounds of tension on a cable, right?
At rest?
Yeah.
Okay, I got a stump question for you. I got to ask you this one.
Question. Good, because I was probably wrong with that tension thing.
This is a good one. So this is our friend. You guys might remember this name. Derek's still passing through. I think he asked us some questions on the launch.
The launch weekend.
This is a good one, dog. I know this one. This is from your and my. I think Jeff probably knows this one.
You guys might have to help out then.
The Mighty Mite.
Mighty Mite.
How was it named?
It was named after John Strassheim's grandson.
Why was that?
Well, he had health issues, and they named it after him. We carried it all the way through, 05?
Yep.
05.
Yep. Nice work. You can't crack him on that one.
Strassheim was, not to go too far down memory lane, he was really the inspiration behind Bowtech.
He was.
Him and his family got involved, and that's who started the company, and that's why we're here today.
Yeah, the nurses basically coined the Mighty Mite because he was a little fighter.
A little fighting kid.
And if you see John now, he's actually Mighty Mine is John as well. He's a pretty tall, strapping kid, so he's come a long way from when he was tiny like that. So shout out to the Strassheim family.
Good one on that. That was
I love it. I had to ask that one. That comes way back from Mark.
All right, so that's the Destroyer, quantum leap in technologies, the overdrive binary cam systems, and then we just built our systems off of that.
I still shoot that bow.
That's a good bow. A lot of people still shoot that. You hear that a lot. They love the Destroyer. So the next one, Todd, what would you go to after the Destroyer?
There's really two, and the only reason we didn't grab it because, I mean, there's not one of these around. They're so popular. I was torn between the Invasion and the Insanity.
Yep. I brought one of them for you.
Yeah. So and I would, realistically, I would have had two here. I think one of each. But I think the Insanity really was one of the biggest. The Invasion brought about the change in the center pivot, but I just think because of the popularity, I think the Insanity is probably the one I would go to. This is the
Insanity.
CPX here.
All right, here's the pop quiz. What was the speed on the Insanity? Don't answer yet. We're gonna see if a guy can answer.
He's gonna
speed
stump
on the
me
Insanity. And we didn't do research, by the way.
Yeah, so
we don't prep all the time.
I have no clue if you're no. I guess we probably should.
I'm gonna guess. Insanity was 343.
I think you're correct.
Is that right?
I think you're correct.
Unleash the Insanity was the marketing campaign for the Insanity.
Let's do that. I'm going to go to our handy dandy website and look up all of our older documents.
You can do that?
We can do that.
Oh, geez.
There's technology, Rod. It's all about technology.
My folders.
So the cool thing with this is, guys.
Yeah, you don't have to have a Sherpa anymore to look this thing.
You can still do it that way if you want.
I kind of like it that way.
What happened here? What kind of system?
Elmer's glue.
See what happens when he shows up and we give him the crappy chair.
Breaks all the
I see how it is.
Breaks all the furniture.
I'm rough on stuff. What do I say? The center pivot design stayed with this bow. Like you saw that Guardian, and guys had generals and commanders. But we streamlined it, so we put this swoop in here, but you still had the center pivot. So this was the first Invasion, was actually the first one. We changed it from CP to CPX, kind of more of an extreme look, and we ended up getting, part of the reason we did the extreme is we ended up getting more speeds out of our systems, because we were at 320s with the General and the Guardians, 325s, and you're up to the 340s, and I think it's 343-ish with this bow. So that's a lot to gain, because that center pivot, when you can explain this a little
built
better.
Into the riser.
Built into the riser.
Instead of an extra piece up there.
Yeah, that was probably the main thing. Huh?
Yes.
But when you have this just flexing back here in just the back half of this riser, you can lose a little bit of that efficiency and performance in a bow. The good side of it is it's dead in the hand. Don't feel it. So this is another kind of a breakthrough. We put that overdrive binary cams, extremely efficient. You put it on a center pivot platform, zero vibration, zero torque with that riser. And now you've got a smooth shooting, high performance, dead in the hand bow. And that's why this bow is so popular. It kind of did everything. This is bows. I don't know, whose bows is this?
This is Brian Owens.
Brian Owens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he uses this thing.
He's got one of everything. We always go to him and find all these.
He's got something else in there. Did you figure it out?
No, it was actually not downloading for me very good. Wait a minute. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look here. So, did you ask? You asked the CPX, correct?
Yes, Insanity CPX.
We were off by about 10 feet per second.
What is it?
55.
What? What's the XL?
So it's probably the 340.
That's what I'm probably thinking. We had two models. We had an Insanity CPX and CPXL.
That actually went to 355. Really?
Insanity? That's insane.
I think there's
Maybe that's why they call it that.
I think I should have my books.
Yeah, you should have your stack of books. But that was actually, so that, just little bragging rights here. That's when we started getting into the awards, and a lot of these companies started giving awards. The Insanity
All the same guys that have won stuff have answered that question.
Yeah,
Right?
they're maybe side projects for these guys.
David Kennedy, 355. There you go. Message me on Facebook.
I was way off, and you agreed with me.
I was off.
He's kind of off too. Rod was just out ballpark.
Yeah.
So 2012, we started really getting into the award side, submitting our bows. That bow won Editor's Choice, Best by Peterson's Hunting, Field and Streams Best of the Best Award, Insight Archery's Best Buy Award, Gold Bow, and Bow Hunt America's Gear of the Year silver in there. So we kind of cleaned house with the Insanity across the board, which brings us up to the next bow, which, Todd, you want this one down here?
Oh yeah, we got some stuff.
This one's kind of a cool bow. Tell them, don't get a question ready for Mr. CK.
We got some good ones in here. So this is more of a technical question, Rod. Can you put this is from Dave Gunn, and we get this quite a bit. I think you and I have got this one before. Can you put a roller cable guard on the Carbon Knight?
Carbon Knight? No.
Yep. Nope. The riser's not machined for a different type of cam system on that.
Yeah,
so
it's not machined out for the flex guard.
Correct.
It's got a hole in it for the cable.
So it has to stay with cable rod.
Exactly.
For that particular bow.
Yep.
it's all about Rod.
But you could get...
Rod.
I see.
Rod. We're trying to get Jeff to giggle. We were talking about before.
If I start, then I don't stop.
We can get him rolling. So.
Yeah, we've done that once before.
Yeah, we did. There's a blooper reel somewhere. So Todd, and actually this was probably one, in my opinion, this particular bow was not only was it a good bow, it was a really cool project that we did for it. And again, we kind of told you about the military approach and what we did with the TAPS program. We had some partnerships and some relationships in the industry where the Chris Kyle bow, the Legend project, you know, was a user of the product.
Right.
Was actually shooting the bows. He may have got actually influenced when we started giving bows into the military.
Correct.
Overseas program we did, and just so you guys are aware, we used to just
We still do.
We still do
it, but we would send a crate load of stuff over their targets and bows and stuff because when they're coming off of duty or they're on whatever they happen to be doing.
Those of you that have served other knows there's not a lot to do when you're in your off time. So.
You know, you're supporting a country, you wanted to give back, so we created this program. So he may potentially have got involved there. I can't say that for sure, but a lot of people did. So when he passed away, we got contacted that they wanted to do something to kind of commemorate him in this project. So we took this bow model, what bow model is that?
Chris Kyle.
And which model did it come off of?
Prodigy.
Good job, bro. First year we had. What technology? Which technology was in that bow for the first time?
For the first
time.
Yep. It has to do with cams.
Looks like he's playing a guitar, but I'm gonna go binary overdrive.
Nope.
No, that was it.
No, it's Destroyer. That's Destroyer.
He's losing.
He's trying to stump you. It's.
What do you got going?
Try your potentially if you want to change
Cantilevers.
draws. If you want to change draw cycles.
Man, we've got him stumped. We get a
oh,
hat.
oh,
we
here
get a
he
hat.
goes. Here he
I got it. Power disc.
There you go. He's on it. He's
Three
on
settings. Nice work. We got to get you to pull some deep
Sorry.
ones out.
I didn't know where you was going with it.
That's
Looked
why-
like he was playing a guitar or
I
something.
don't know what he was doing over there. He's loving his bow. This is actually his
I do.
bow.
This is my bow. This is my.
So this particular project, awesome project, cool thing that we did.
It is.
And we just teamed up with him. We teamed up with Cryptech. He was big friends with those guys as well. Did a lot of
And they're a great
events with
supporter
them.
of the military. They're all
Huge.
from
Huge
military
supporter,
backgrounds.
Military background. Backfield to backcountry, I think is their tagline. So this bow was cool. The first bow we auctioned off for the company through a specific website we'd everybody go to. And you guys remember, we auctioned the thing off, and 100% of the proceeds for that bow went to the Chris Kyle Foundation. And I think
Frog
that bow
Foundation,
ended up, Frog Foundation. I think it ended up going for like $15,000 or $20,000. I know it was
I
at
believe
least
that's
$15,000. And then we made a considerable contribution of every unit that we sold to go back to the foundation. So this bow, if you have it, it's a classic, it's a favorite, it's a wall hanger, and it's just part of our story. So that's probably my favorite bow. I was close to the project with them. Todd, you were really close to the project, helping us build these things out and make sure they're all right. And you probably built several of these as well.
I have one that's
And there's a lot of several high-profile people that have these. I know that they when they saw this, they wanted them, and
we
hooked them up.
send a bunch out to certain people. So
I'm ex-military. I'm real glad to see that we still support. So
yeah, we do. I love it. It's a cool thing. All right, that's the Chris Kyle. And we actually did a limited run. That'll be a question. If you could tell me within 100 bows, how many of those bows we did, free gift pack.
I better not let them see my serial number.
Do we have any old Chris Kyle hats?
they're certified.
I believe I do. I think I have one.
We may have a Chris Kyle hat.
I do.
That was a thing. If you can guess within 100,
I will be able to find one.
Well,
I'm
we'll
confident
try to find
I
you.
have
I'm
one.
not going to guarantee it.
I'll put up mine out of the box.
There
I'll
you
do
go.
it. I'll put mine up.
Chris Kyle
Not the
hat.
bow, the hat.
You can tell us how many of those were sold. Okay, next. And we got to keep cruise, right? How fast are we going?
Big one, rain.
Oh, God.
Rain.
Lord,
You gotta make it rain.
Rain. This sucker just cleaned house this last year across the board. Anybody come close?
Jeremy Steiner.
Says what?
He's close, 1,500.
That was it.
Is it within 100?
Yeah, that's
All right.
actually it.
Good job.
So, there you go. You hit the nail on the head there.
Jeremy Steiner. Shoot me a message on
Chris
Facebook.
Kyle hat, buddy. How cool is that? Original, made in the USA hat, which is hard to find these days.
Yep.
So
I'll give you my sweaty hat. No, it's brand
it's not
new,
used.
so.
Very little. A couple workouts, it's fine. This bow cleaned house, and Rod, tell us about this sucker.
Well, the good thing that we did with this one, instead of like the Chris Kyle and the Prodigy out the power discs,
Yep.
we had 3 settings of comfort, classic, and performance on it. And this one here, on the mods itself, you have 2 sides that all you got to do is flip them over and put them on the other side. One side says comfort, you flip it over, and now you're in performance. So it's like
So that's
15 feet a second difference.
15 feet, and the big thing is draw cycle.
And the draw cycle stays pretty much the same.
Super smooth across the board, but a lot of people use that, and I know a couple of guys internally here that hunt multiple areas. You will have to do a little readjustment on there, but they'll take that if they're needing just this ultra smooth draw cycle, tight quarters, short distances. We'll put it in the comfort setting, just leave it there and just hunt with it. But if you're going to reach out and touch something, you want to go antelope hunting, you want to do something that needs some more kinetic energy, they'll flip that disc, and now your pin gap shrinks considerably. You're being able to effectively extend your range because it's still comfortable to shoot and has all those attributes to it. Probably one of the most cool things that we have on a bow, but it just doesn't get talked about that much because we play with it every day, but the average guy may not get that opportunity. So if you have one of these, you actually can do that.
Every day, all day.
Every day, all day. Every day, all day.
And really, I mean, every year we hear, I talked about a little bit earlier, speed, comfort, speed, comfort, speed, comfort. And this bow was about both.
Both. You get 2 bows in one.
You got your options.
Yeah.
It's about the ultimate user experience. I mean, if you want a bow that has good speed, it's gotta feel great no matter the conditions. That's where the rain came.
Yep. We got any stump questions for Rod? We got any more?
No.
These tricky questions across the board.
We got a lot of people fighting over these questions. I know. I had a couple guys answer at the same time, so I'm gonna hook them both up. So
we'll take care of you. Todd will.
And
then you guys have seen, we've talked about the realm 100 times.
Talking about the realm. Basically, the good thing about that, get that one back out here. The Range 7 actually came on the riser with an offset counterweight stable cushion on the back. And
That's
pretty
called a
much
revolver.
It's called a
There you
revolver
go.
because it looks similar
Like
to
a
a
revolver.
revolver.
Fully
But you can
loaded.
hold that in your hand and open your hand, and it pretty much stays right
Balances
there,
right
balanced. It's offset, takes the balance of the bow. We're on the realm. We've actually added extra holes, and you got top and bottom holes on the side, on the bottom. So if it's feeling heavy in your hand, or you're torquing to the right on the shot, you can put the weight on the left. If it's torquing to the left on the shot, you can put it on the right. If it's pretty well balanced but top heavy, you can move it back up here.
And once
down
you're
a
all
bit.
have all your accessories on, that's when it's really going to tell
Exactly.
you
Once
where,
you put your
where it's going.
stabilizers and your sights and your quivers and everything else, you'll know exactly where you need that
Right.
thing.
So Todd, can you get these, the revolvers and these aftermarket yet?
on the revolvers, you've been able to.
Yes.
We offered that last year. And shortly you'll be able to get the orbits aftermarket.
So you'll be able to get those here not too far, hopefully.
Yep. We've got our graphic guy. He's going to be laying out some packaging. I think it's done.
He already did.
Yeah, I think we're good
He's
to go.
ahead of schedule. He's very fast.
Yep.
But then, so what we're going to do, Rod, is we actually are going to produce those aftermarket so you can buy those revolvers and place them, or excuse me, the orbits, and place those on your bow where you want them.
Yeah.
I got a stump one
we got
for
a
you.
stumper. I love it.
This
I already
is-
got him once.
Yeah, this is a good one, dog.
That was me.
That's Dean. Dean is on his game. This is Dean Embry.
There's
So
three, yeah.
What's Dean's
Yeah.
last name?
Embry.
Crushing it, Dean. I like it.
All right, this is
Where
a
you
good
from,
one.
Dean?
I don't even remember this one.
Where is he from?
I
Does
have
he
to
work
look up his
here? Is he
profile.
like, hey, I
Dean,
got-
let me know where you're from. What was the last bow available with the hardwood HD camo with the in-velvet finish on it? I'm just going to say the in-velvet
I'm
finish.
gonna say the last one made.
Yep.
Would be
When
Which
did we?
bow model?
That would be 09, probably an airborne.
I'm going to say that's correct.
In HD.
Yeah.
HD green.
That one's kind of tough because I don't know that we had hardwoods HD with the
Yeah, I work on it.
HD. Okay.
Did that have it on
I
there?
think he might have us stumped on this one, all of us.
Did this not have in velvet on
No.
10?
I think it was the airborne was the last.
I don't know. Why don't you feel that? Yeah. It's the destroyer. This was
Oh,
the
you got
last
us.
year.
You got him.
The destroyer had the in velvet.
Well, what was the question? Hardwood's green, you said.
Hers gray.
He's at HD, which is gray.
Oh.
Oof.
Well, we got HD
That's
green.
Dean Embry again.
I
That's
am
the
beating-
second prize he's won.
I am beating.
I'll find you
Rod.
something else cool for that.
I
I'll
thought
hook
you
you up.
said
I know you
HD
got a
green
hat
'cause
already,
we
so
didn't have HD green that
Oh
year.
my gosh, this feels so good. I've never ever had two questions I've answered before Rod Dogg that are actually right.
Embry's on his game. I think.
This
Yeah.
gonna get an
Yeah.
extra hat.
Yeah,
Just
I
make me
think.
look good.
Yeah, we'll find him something cool.
he's a
got a hat.
Bowtech
I'll find him
specialist.
something.
Yeah,
Well, I'll
there
hook
you
you up, Dean. That's a good question. He's from my neck of the woods, Tip City, Ohio.
Ohio,
So
yeah, Tip
got
City.
some smart guys out there in Ohio. So you know.
Do we have any more questions?
That was actually the last one.
That's a good one. I like that. That's a good pick.
HD.
You liked it because you got
I
it.
finally got one. Two in a row.
Yeah, O10 Admiral had in velvet. So you're correct, David. So it was the same year, but in the HD gray was the destroyer.
Standard
Yep.
color in destroyers. HD
Yep,
gray.
Dean. we got a good little argument going between everybody in
I
here
like
as
it.
far as they're handling it on their own.
It's
so.
like when you do the TV shows, do the news, and later we have to come back and go, actually, it was this.
Yeah.
I'm sure anything I say, you're
We
going to
gotta
get a big
retract our
response
statement.
that I
You know,
was
I'm
wrong.
going to get hammered on the Facebook instant
I love
messages
it.
after this
It's good.
because they're going to call us out on every single one we got
Probably.
wrong.
These guys know their stuff really well.
You got to realize we deal with bows 10, 12 hours a day normally, and they
least.
all blend together
They
at some
start-
point
they
in the
start-
design.
They
Well, I
start.
could have swore I heard a HD green in there.
No, he's at HD. HD.
Well, HD green was done in 09. That was
It was done in 09, yep. And we didn't do HD green
No.
special. If we had like a super special offer in Texas, we would. Yeah, custom bows.
Oh, we got another dog stumper.
We got a stumper. All right, hit it.
Do you know Perry Albert?
Yeah.
Perry wants to know if you know what his middle name is. So
That's not a bow question.
Perry James.
You
I'm
gotta
fine.
go
I have
deep.
one up here. A good friend of ours is on our shooting staff. Let me find him. Riku Van Tonder. He's one of our staff shooters out of New Zealand. Great guy. He helped me out in the booth in. I'll get up here pretty quick. Dean. Riku. Dog, how fast and long was the first Bowtech Samson? Not the VFT version, but the first.
The
Samson.
Samson is exactly the same as the EX-VFT, except for the poundage went from 80 to 120 pounds.
Yep.
So,
But we had the Samson in the Extreme Solo style riser as well. The high poundage Extreme Solo was the Samson.
yep.
80 pounds to 120. Samson. What was the question? What was the
How
problem?
fast and
How
long?
fast?
That's gonna be tough when he's asking too. I'm just gonna say fast.
It's just as fast as a 70-pound.
It's IVO based, so
Correct.
you would think if you shot the same arrow, which you would never want to do.
Right.
It's a
Yeah,
dry
it'd be-
It's
fire.
rated at 5
It'd be
grains per pound.
fast, but
So
it'd be dry fire your bow.
correct.
But here's a better thing. How much increase in kinetic energy do you think that the Samson got at, let's say, 100 pounds?
A whole bunch.
From 70 to 100, are you over 100 foot-pounds kinetic energy?
Yeah, well, now you got to shoot, what is it? 80,
No.
400.
400 is-
500 grain arrow.
Yeah,
No.
500 grains. 500 grain arrow would be at, a 70 is 350.
Right.
So we've got 80 is
Mhm.
400, 90 is 450, and 100 is 500 grains. So
Mhm.
what is do you think the kinetic energy is?
Well, you have to do the speed times the speed.
Anybody
times-
tell us what the kinetic energy is? 500 grain arrow. The speed of the bow is...
Speed times weight of the arrow, and then you divide that by 450,240.
240. So you get that? Speed times speed times speed. Or speed times weight divided by 450,240.
Yep.
That's going to be a lot of kinetic energy.
That's a lot.
It's a good question.
Great question.
I don't know if we're going to get the answer.
Well, I think it's about all the time we have for today. I know you've. It's almost time for you to go home. You've been here since like 3 in the morning.
A few more bows back there I can deal with. So
the big question is, did you ever get Rod a realm?
Well, I think that's more in your court than my court.
Let's cut this thing short. All right, we appreciate it. Thanks for coming in, and we will see you guys next time.
But you have been asking. We've got a lot of questions, Dog, and I think you and I talked about it the other day. We're still getting called out on our head-to-head competition.
I heard about this. I love this.
So I think we need to plan that when this weather breaks a little bit.
Well, I got a 3D coming up Saturday and Sunday, so if you want to show.
Is there ground rules to this?
I don't know. I think we need to do this just one-on-one. We're going to bring a camera along with us.
No range finders.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right,
we'll go out to the club. So
set it up.
More to come on that. We're going to work that out. Maybe we should get Jeff in town and do it as well.
I will judge. How's that?
Okay.
Because I don't want to shoot against you two. Because you guys will kick my butt. You're good.
You never shoot.
Not as much as I should. That's for sure. But I got 2 questions right today, so I'm happy.
Good job.
Good. Well, as always, we thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
it's great to have Jeff with us. He's not usually he comes into town quite a bit, but we usually can't coordinate.
Don't always
at the
match
same
up.
time.
The good thing is we got through this without the giggle face.
That's
without
good.
the giggle face.
We got the giggle face.
You're gonna get me going now.
Maybe next time.
But keep those questions coming. They're great. Get those stumpers in. I think we're gonna keep rolling with that. So
stump
the dog. So
I like that.
And I've got to kind of keep track of all these hats and make sure Jeff's okay with all these hats I'm giving
Sleeve
away.
hats are fine.
But.
All right, cool.
We apologize if you're just coming over from Instagram a little early. We apologize for that. Looks like we maybe had some Wi-Fi dumping out on us a little bit.
Maybe it's a good time to tell them how to text in on that. If
that's great.
We pop up, and sometimes we'll do these things kind of sporadically. Some fun on. You've been doing some cool stuff out in the factory field.
Absolutely. We're going to do that again next week.
If you can, make sure you just text "Go Live" to
77453. It's easy. So you can check us out on Facebook. You can check us out on our live stream on the webpage. So we have a lot of areas. There's not many people that don't have Facebook yet. But if you don't, you can go to our webpage and check it out too. But you got to make sure you send that text. Because right when we go live, you get that text. I got mine when we went live.
It could be them shooting off next. You never know.
That's true. Hopefully we have some good weather coming up. It's supposed to maybe snow tonight again.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be nice, but we do have a Bigfoot with money dot, and we got a novelty shoot.
I feel that might be.
We got a speed shoot on balloons.
I like it. I like it.
Sounds fun.
Awesome. Well, again, thanks for joining us. Make sure you tune in next week again. I'm going to come to you. Maybe we got some target updates. I don't think we have a tournament, but I'm going to maybe do a little precursor to the Cincinnati tournament.
That's a big one.
Yep. We got a big NFA Cincinnati tournament coming in. But also Wednesday, I'm going to take you on another tour from the factory. I'm going to take you to the production department, show you them building out the realm. So it's a great opportunity. So thank you for joining us. Make sure you check us again on Bowtech Live.